New Hampshire does not have a minimum wage, which is problem number one. We default to the federal minimum wage because of that. The reality is that New Hampshire and the Northeast in general is more expensive than average for a variety of reasons, including energy costs and other costs, transportation costs. I believe that the minimum wage over a period of years should be a double-digit minimum wage. I'm a data guy, and I would want to really dig into the data in terms of New Hampshire inflationary pressures in order to give an intelligent answer to the exact number. But intuitively and based on other states' experience, it should probably be a double-digit minimum wage.
One of the ways that we need to strengthen our state economy is by ending this embarrassing practice of having the lowest minimum wage in the country. Right now it's $7.25 an hour. There's no state in America with a lower minimum wage than New Hampshire. We can do better than that. We need to look at a significant increase in our minimum wage, partly because it will mean our consumers will have more money that they can spend in our state economy. Frankly, it's horrible that we have anyone who's on public assistance while they're working. And I think by raising the minimum wage, we'll actually be able to ensure that we have a stronger economy, less money spent on welfare and public assistance, that we'll have folks who can do a better job of taking care of them and their families. And there are other programs that we can invest in job training to help ensure that folks aren't earning the minimum wage, that they're able to advance in their career. It's great that we have low unemployment in New Hampshire. It's the second lowest in the country. But there's more that we can do to make sure that we strengthen our economy to keep our state moving forward.
It's not $7.25, which is what it is now. When I graduated from college, a comparable wage was $9.50. And we have states around us that have higher minimum wage. And just look at it this way, if a state is paying a higher minimum wage, aren't workers going to go to those economies? And we're losing young people now. And the vast majority of people on minimum wage are women who have families. It doesn't make sense to have a $7.25 minimum wage. I've said publicly we need to get it to between $10 and $11 by 2017. We need to be competitive with the economy, but we will maintain a good workforce if people are able to participate in the economy and they don't subsist on subsistence wages. So we need to increase the minimum wage, and if I'm governor, I will make that a hallmark of my administration to push it up.